when he hits level 5, looking to get something out of that side, try and get his duo lane ahead early. The mid lane combination, though, of Shred and Slice is going to be looking to punish Picklefinger if Pickle is left alone. The wombo combo of Thor and Poseidon has been in the game as long as those two gods have existed, so Picklefinger needs to play the mid lane very carefully if he doesn't want to give up an early kill.
He also has to be very careful that he keeps those wards up, because both Poseidon and Thor can stop an Agni dash, whether you're using the cripple or you're just blocking the dash with the Thor wall. We see a rotation going on the left-hand side. Torrey Skies and Freemason moving in towards these boars. The taunt doesn't land, but the take-two is going to be coming up pretty hard onto this left-hand side.
Yeah, Weakening Curse popped there by Tamalomo onto Freemason. Here is Slicey. There is the wombo combo. Freemason takes a lot of damage. Gruff, it's a double kill with a Petrify. Armoon here all by himself does have the Centaurus ultimate, but a Great Thor Wall prevents him from going straight back. There are the beads. Take-two forced to disengage. Armoon has used his ultimate, right at the start of the engagement, however. Very lucky not to be picked up there. Picklefinger looking to rotate over, but just a little bit too late. Take-two should take these boars for free.
Oh, definitely for free, and if they really want to put on their strength, they could try and go for the red buff. I'm not sure if they have eyes on it, whether or not it's up, but it is a little bit late now. They've all gone back into the jungle. Double kill, like you said, going to Gruff. I would have liked to see Shred gain at least one of those, gain a bit more XP and gold, and just really put that influence around the rest of the map, as opposed to Gruff is just going to be sitting in the dual lane.
Wearable Whales, 3-man spinning the blue buff there, just trying to secure it for Leo, sharing that experience around. Finger in this mid lane, still here. He's almost got enough gold in hand to go back for that Doom Orb.
Take a look at Freemason. He's picked up the Traveler's Shoes. He's looking to try and keep up with Tomo with those rotations of his, the Defender of Olympus. Really trying to just move around the map as quick as he can.
Exactly right. I haven't mentioned our solo side of things to this point. Really...
Oh yes, the Subfly.
Yeah, really odd considering that Divine, as an Odin, really looking for some early pressure. Leo's just trying to hold out to a little bit later, get a couple of his tankier items online before he rotates, but that Odin cage can be devastating when combined with Thor and Poseidon.
Oh, definitely. The Thor cage can catch out so many people. Picklefinger and Almoon are going to be the biggest targets for that. If Leo doesn't have the Eagle's Rally as well, he's also going to be a pretty big target. Scourge healing would be completely negated as well if that's the case. Although there's the cage now.
There is the cage onto Torrey Skies, but Leo's still going to be able to pick up the kill. The Eagles rally there, so Divine suffering a little bit here early. He is a pretty good solo laner, however, so that early death won't worry him too much. Teleport is down, so might lose some lane pressure, but Leo is going to back as well, so Divine not going to be too disadvantaged here. Obviously, he's going to not enjoy being behind that little bit of gold. This stage in the game, not terribly devastating, though. Wearable Whale's just happy to get up some points on the board.
Wearable Whales, I would say, have the better late game. Odin falls off a bit, Medusa isn't hugely strong late game. Poseidon can be scary, but he is very much manageable with the right relics and positioning. But you got Bologna, you've got Chiron, who isn't the hardest carry, but can carry quite hard. And also Willix, if given enough XP and gold, can be really outrageous.
Exactly right, and it works just so well with the game that can get multiple knockups. Yes, though, if it does come to a situation where it's in a team fight, look at a setup for that Wheelix ultimate. He needs to be careful of his targets. Divine uses the cage there, locks in Leo as Shred comes crashing down from the sky. There is the spin to win. Leo doesn't have his ultimate available for another 1 second. Got up now, goes in with the bludgeon there. He's looking for Divine, but the excellent shield there popped by the Odin. Torrey Skies rotates in, unable to find the kill onto either Shred or Divine. Both sides, they're just going to pop the disengagement button and get out of there.
It's going to be important for Leo to keep track of just when Divine's cage is up, because the Rare Spears does have a very low cooldown as it is, and it looks like he is going to be going into a Breastplate of Valor. That's going to be a ridiculous cooldown. I'm talking cages upon cages.
Again, solo side of things, Torrey Skies taking a poke around. Take-Two does have this water out there, so they do know that Awilix is there, and they're not going to overplay their hands. Torrey Skies can look to use his ultimate on the Odin jump, but as I said, Divine knows he's there. That's very unlikely to happen unless there's some extreme pressure applied. Divine now rotating towards his mid-camps, looking to help his team out here. Take-Two looking for the pincer here onto Wearable Whales, but Wearable Whales, they have strength in numbers here. Even if Take-Two finds something, they may not win the team fight. There's Torrey Skies using the ultimate onto Divine, but that was a bait as now he locks him down in the cage. There is the Whirlpool. Divine taken very low. So is Shred, however. Picklefinger comes in doing a lot of damage, but not able to find the kill. Wearable Whales, excellent, excellent. God,
Use the shell just to help mitigate some damage, just keep themselves up. They do manage to get the mid camp, and now Tori is going to be getting the kill onto iDivine as well as a blue buff.
You took the words right out of not my mouth because I wasn't saying them. Good use of the shell, as you mentioned, mitigated so much of that damage, and Slicey was just unable to find a good spot to use his Kraken. Even though all of Wearable Whales was trapped within that cage, they spread out effectively enough. It was very hard to choose a target there for Slicey.
I find that Shell is a very underrated relic. It gives 45 protections, both magical and physical, and 15% damage reduction. I mean, in those early fights, that much protection is just, you can't beat me. You can't hurt me.
Yep.
It's just an instant team win early on. Later on, it still gives a lot of value with that damage mitigation as well.
I wanted to say shield for some reason instead of shell, but I'm like, you know what, shield isn't right. I should have just said, you know what, let's move past it. Let's talk about our supports now. We just mentioned that Shell has been picked up by Freemason. That essentially saved that team fight for his team. But we can see Tomolomu, the other support, dashing towards Picklefinger, who dashes away himself. Tomolomu here has skipped completing his boots and gone to the Wing Blade. I really like this out of supports. It's a really kind of interesting build choice because you still get essentially the same movement speed as you would out of a regular pair of boots, just 2% left. But you also get 300 health, which is such a valuable stat this season, plus crowd control reduction, plus attack speed, and the slow passive as well.
It is a very bloated item. It doesn't give a huge amount of, each of the stats, but early on, it's just enough to really keep you ahead, keep you in the advantage. I don't see a huge amount of slows that would be giving him a lot of troubles, however, so a little bit of lost value in that part.
I think it's just purely because of the health. It's just the health is so valuable.
Health works.
It's such a cheap way to get health early. I mean, if you think about slows, as you said, not terribly many there to worry about, but it's purely health and crowd control reduction as well, which there is a fair bit of on the side of Take-Two. Speaking of Take-Two, we see a three-man group with them looking towards the solo lane. Tori's guys pushed up pretty aggressively here, along with Leo. We do have Shred here, along with Slicey and iDivine. There's a great wall and the double tap. Out comes the Whirlpool. There is the Kraken, but Leo uses his robot and Victor gets to that and takes no damage from the sea creature, and Take-Two just going to disengage there. Good level-headed play there from Wearable Whales.
Left side, though, Alamoon and Gruff are in a little bit of a fight. Centurion is out, as well as the Petrify. Not enough damage from either person, but Alamoon doesn't look at explosions and shoots an arrow behind his back, right into the face of Gruff, picking up a kill.
That was slick. As you said, cool guys don't look at explosions. Use the skill shot there, the two, to pick up the kill onto Gruff. Unfortunately, Gruff just a little bit of a mistime. That ultimate didn't quite manage to catch the end of the Centaur's ultimate and paid for it there. iDivine now jumping in towards the mid lane, looking for Picklefinger and traps him in there. Geb Shield mitigates some of the damage. Good stun there from Picklefinger as well, but down comes Shred, pinning Pickle in place. Spin to win will finish him off. There is the teleport out. Freemason takes a couple of tower shots, looking for something off the back of that, but not going to find it. And Take-Two still fighting in their own jungle. This situation favors them. They're 4 on 3 at this point. iDivine pops the shield as Tori Skies is looking for the blue buff. Tomolo in there, gets a nice two-man taunt. There is the wall from Shred. It hits one onto Leo, doesn't get the double tap, who goes into the bloodshed, and now they're looking for Shred. He's one hit. Tori Skies picks him up with the Moonlight Charge.
I'm a little bit disappointed because apart from the Bologna jumping away from the Kraken and the masterful shot behind the back, those all look like an action movie. That was a little bit boring in comparison. More action! But yeah, there's another Kraken, not hidden in the center of Leo. It does take him down quite low, however. And Freemason's found himself 3 friends, triple Cataclysm, and now Suku's jumped down.
There is the stun from Picklefinger. iDivine again locks in 3. His ring of spears. Tomolomu is here as well with him trying to find something, but there's not enough damage on the side of Take-Two. There's the Petrify from Gruff, not close enough, or the team looking at it to do enough damage. Beads and dashes away does the ADC for Take-Two. Take-Two, smart decision here, just disengaging.
Tori Skies did have to use his beats, however, he did end up turning to stone. He looked the Gorgon in the eyes. So if he does get jumped on, aggressed on, CC'd by a taunt, he could be having a very difficult time because Beads now has a 160-second cooldown. That exactly is right. Huge.
That is, it makes you have to think about the situation that you're in a lot more and whether it's worth to use Beads or not. So sometimes you have to eat just that little bit more damage to retain your beads to save them for a bigger team fight.
You gotta roll the dice. You gotta think risky sometimes, and you have to really evaluate the situation. I don't think he needed to beat. He had Freemason there around just to try and keep him healthy, keep him alive, try and peel for him. But nevertheless, the deed is done.
It is indeed. Solo lane still, just a pretty even boxing match here between Leo and Divine. Both of them just waiting for team fights to come up. Both of them very similar builds. Divine's got the Bluestone of Leo's Death's Toll, but then they've both got Warrior Tarbai and Breastplate of Valor.
I don't really like Bluestone on Odin because you don't need it so quickly. It loses its value. The most you get out of it is just you jump on the god and it does a little bit extra damage. It's not a great art. It's not a great starter item in my opinion.
Thoughts now, we can see that Freemason has finished off his Heart of the Urchin. No stacks on it as of yet, but with the way this game has been going, he's sure to find some soon. He's in some trouble here. No damage to follow up on the taunt there from Tomolomu. So we're going to go to a short pause here in just a second, folks. If you stay with us, we'll be back to you very, very shortly. All right, guys, we are back in this one. Sorry for the short technical delay there. Thanking it that it wasn't a terribly long one. Just have to get something small sorted out with the spectator client. But we are back into this one. The scoreline reads 4-3 as we approach the 14-minute mark in this game. Neither team able to find much of an advantage, but if we take a look at the graphs, it is all Wearable Whales. 4,300 the XP difference, 2,200 the gold difference. So even though the scoreline not terribly different, the gold and XP telling a bit of a different tale.
I believe that Wearable Whales have been getting a lot more of these mid camps, and as I pointed out earlier before, Wearable Whales, they really do have the better late game. There's no huge outliers. There's no, there's a Shibbolonke and an Osiris and all that. They just have a slight upper hand when it comes to the late game, as opposed to Take 2.
Yeah, and the Geb is just the best. Geb is the best late game support. Maybe apart from Khepri, but Khepri is just not going to be played. He should be banned, and if you don't ban Khepri, there's something wrong with you. Geb just provides so much late game. Like, he's got rollout for mobility, he's got the knock up in the shockwave, he's got a large area CC, and he's got that amazing shield that cleanses CC and provides extra health, can save teammates from certain death. Like, there's just nothing he can't do late game when he's super tanky.
And Freemason knows that. He's really going for the late game build with that Heart of the Urchin. Does take a little while to get on just to purchase it in the first place, but then you also have to let it build up stats. So he needs to be a little bit careful. Wearable Whales, I'm going to stop saying that name because it's an absolute tongue twister. Whales really need to kind of tone down the fights a little bit, maybe help him get some stacks up, and then he'll be unstoppable.
Well, they've been winning the fights so far, like relatively speaking. Just have travel issues to help him get a little bit more gold.
Thor's up.
Thor is up in the air around the Gold Fury, teleporting into ward. It is Leo. Down comes Shred. Tori gets the knock up onto Gruff, but uses the beads. There is the step to take out Gruff. There is the damage from Armor to take down Shred. And now Tomolomu being chased down by the boys of Take 2. There is a weekly curse to slow down the aggression. Idivine's here. Excellent cage. Locks in 4 members of the Whales. Tori's guys takes a lot of damage from that jump. Good shield there from Freemason. There is the Kraken. Hits Leo. Does a lot of damage. Not enough to take him out. And Divine just barely gets out there. Again, Wales winning those fights 2-0. No lives lost, even despite a 4-man cage from Divine. They got the start of that fight that they wanted, and now they're going to take the Gold Fury.
The stone shield from Freemason onto Tori was just amazing. He was dead to rights. He tried to back, but I think a minion was trying to poke him. But now Leo trying to keep out Slicey away from the Gold Fury just so he can't try and slow it away. But it will be falling to the Whales. Looking at the graphs, we see the graphs are climbing even faster for them. XP almost 3,500, gold 4,500.
Slicey couldn't have stolen that gold fruit. He didn't have Kraken. He used it in the previous team fight. Maybe tried with a title surge, something like that. But, you know, smart play from Leo still to keep him away, to stop any possibility of a steal there. Wales really controlling the early part of this game. And as you mentioned, TV, they have a slightly better late game considering how much Odin and Thor drop off. They essentially late game both become setup. Poseidon does have a good wombo combo with both of them, but late game again, it's just not the greatest. Take-Two need to be winning at it from now. The next objective, the next Gold Fury, maybe the next tower fight needs to be won by Take-Two if they hope to win.
Take a look at Wales, Leo on Wales. He's going for a very defensive build here. He's got shoes, breastplate of valor, and bulwark of hope. Thank God that's getting nerfed next patch.
Oh, Armor going very aggressive on Gruff on the left-hand side. Hits one of the Centaurus shot. Doesn't hit the other two. There is the skill shot. Masterful shot. Just barely does Gruff survive, but Armoon taking the 1v1 fight there and coming out on top.
He's pretty much on top indeed. He's got absolutely no health missing now with the lifesteal. Freemason getting hit by the Kraken, does manage to get out a little bit more. Shred trying to go up into the sky, but it is raining fire.
Yeah, Tory Skies picks up the kill there, and Wales, again, winning these fights. Take-Two are taking them. They're starting off these and getting some pretty decent initiations. There is the ultimate from Tory, picks Divine out of the air. There is the Cajun. Picklefinger gets himself a kill, and now Picklefinger again, raining fire down onto Take-Two. Should be able to siege this tier 1 tower very effectively. There's a Heavenly Agility. In goes Leo with the Roman Invictus. Slicey gets a great Aegis, and Gruff gets a better Petrify onto Freemason. But Freemason survives, and so does Slicey. Tier 1 tower falls. Wales get what they wanted out of that one, and now they retreat. Wearable Wales just coming seemingly out of nowhere. Let's talk about Wearable Wales for a second, because a lot of these players aren't ex-pro players. The only two ex-pros on this team are Picklefinger and Freemason. Freemason, formerly of Invidious. Picklefinger, formerly of SYF Gaming, who went to PAX. But the rest of these guys are kind of ranked heroes, if you will. Leo and Tory Skies, both very well known in the ranked community. Armor is probably the least known name on this team.
Probably. Who is their captain? Do you know?
It's Leo.
It's Leo. So it's not one of the ex-professionals being the captain.
No, Leo's brought this team together. Freemason left Invidious just before the start of the split due to scheduling conflicts, and seems to have slotted in very naturally here with the Whales.
Yeah, definitely. They are absolutely seamless at the moment. Great team fights as we've seen so far. They're looking like a very strong contender.
I mean, well, this is the set that decides who goes to Pro League. We've already had Get Source go in. Wearable Wales had one shot against them. Now they're going up against Take-Two, and it looks like their Take-Two is going to be getting them into the Pro League if the next game goes the way of this one, and if they're able to close out this game, which they should be able to, given their team comp.
I get the feeling if Wales goes to the OPL, it'll be just like Invidious and Ivory, a little bit of a grudge match when they get back into that. So that'll be really exciting to see. However, Take-Two, not out of this completely just yet. They really do have to pull together and start making a change right now. But they are definitely not out of this best of 3.
Freemason blinks in there, gets a nice 4-man Cataclysm. Leo finishes off Slicey. Idivine locks him into the cage. There's a good knock-up from Tory. Pulls down Tomolomo, and he finishes him off. Shred going to the air. Should be able to get out of this one, but a great engagement there from the Whales. Picks up 2 kills, and when they get the minion wave, they should get this tier 1 tower as well.
So many structures falling for Take-Two. They're losing their cover. Not going to have very much more places to hide. And it's just going to allow Wales to just take control of the map even more. I'm looking at Fire Giant eventually.
They need some more pressure on these towers. All the tier 2s are still standing. Tier 2 on the right should fall shortly if they can siege this effectively. Idivine jumps in, doesn't find any damage. There's a good Petrify from Gruff. Does a lot of damage to Tory Skies, and Leo taking a lot of hurt this tower, but he managed to get out. There is the ultimate from Tomolomo, looking for some more damage, but a good Heavenly Agility from the Whales should be able to get them out of trouble. Backfire and set up for the next fight.
This is what I like about Wales so far. They know when they can fight, and they know when they can't. They did a full retreat. Although Picklefinger trapped in the cage now, he has to try and fend for himself against the entire team, and he's doing quite well. Dashes out from underneath the Odin jump, and Gruff takes up Tory Skies. Leo gained Divine as well as Gruff for a double kill.
Shred taken very low as well. Here comes Slicey. He's got the Kraken. Hits Leo and Freemason, who take a lot of damage. Good taunt from Tomalamu back into the rest of the Whirlpool. Here's Picklefinger. Gets a good stun onto Tomalamu and Slicey, but Slicey beads out of that one. Shred is going up. He's looking for the slam dunk onto Leo. Very aggressive play onto Picklefinger, who beats, and then Aegis is very successfully to stop all of that damage. A double tap, the second one just misses onto the Agni. Shred should have got that kill there, but just barely misses out.
How is Wales alive? Tori was the only one who fell. I think that's a part or just two parts. Oh my god.
Gets the kill there, hits the Centaurus Soul, and then gets the masterful shot to finish him off again, walking away from the fight as he does so. He wants to be an action hero.
I love this Almond guy. Like, replace Vin Diesel with this guy. He is an action hero.
You know, he's making a name for himself. That's the good thing about these qualifiers, is that for this split, and it's for this split only as well, is that they are very open. So we don't have a challenger scene established yet where we get to know some of these players. These players can come out of nowhere, make a name for themselves, and then be in the Pro League. And that's what the Whales are doing thus far. And for any other teams, they have that same chance next week in the second qualifier tournament.
Definitely. No one who... There's not, you know... You lose, you're out completely. You do get a second chance next week. But so far, we are seeing a lot of good plays from these teams that we've seen today. Get Source has been very strong, and Wales looking really strong as well against Take-Two.
They could meet again possibly in the finals if they win here. There is a taunt from Tomalamu. Slicey gets a kill. Divine gets another one, but Leo gets the return onto Slicey after Tori uses his ultimate. Shred misses everyone with that ultimate there. Good stone shield onto Tori Skies. Prevents Tori from taking too much damage. There is the defender of Olympus. Freemason takes a lot of hurt. Divine, Shred chasing after him, but not going to be able to find the gap as Tori Skies picks up Gruff from the back line, the front line. The Take-Two has abandoned their back line. Freemason shields himself to prevent the death, and Leo, Tori, still doing so much damage to Take-Two, but Divine is doing some work here. Should pick up Freemason in short order. Tori comes back into the fight, takes a double tap from Shred, and should fall down. Divine's got himself a double.
We were just talking about how Wales were looking so strong, and now Take-Two have come back from the grave. They have taken out everyone from Wales, but Leo is trying to keep that from happening, trying to prove me wrong. He's gone to kill already, looking for Divine. He might... Oh, no, he gets taken down by Divine.
That was Divine just feeling himself there. Good call to win that fight at Deicide, but such a bloody affair there. A bit of a Pyrrhic victory for Take-Two. Their two surviving members both in the red on their health. Slicey has just returned life, as has Armoon and Picklefinger for the Whales. So Take-Two, they win the fight, not able to find anything off the back of it. Not able to find, as F-Dot would say, the stuff after the stuff.
The stuff after the stuff. Well, if you want to look at some stuff that usually happens after the stuff, we take a look at our graphs. Wales are up 11,500 XP as well as 7,000 gold. They are still keeping a firm grasp on this lead.
Exactly right, and as we mentioned before, they do have the better late game team comp. However, it seems as the more this game has gone on, the more in these fights Take-Two seem to be, they're more able to win them. That was actually probably the first fight that they'd won, given the length of the fight. Wales, though, still made it a very bloody affair. Wales now starting to get some of their more destructive items online. Taking a look at Picklefinger, he's got himself Spear of the Mages, looking to go into the Rod of Tahuti here. He's going to be hitting like an absolute truck onto the back line of the Take-Two. Armoon here and Freemason taking down the tier 1 tower of Gruff and the rest of Take-Two, but Divine is behind them. There's Defender of Olympus. Good knock-up from Freemason. Doesn't prevent the K-Tower, but Armoon in the Centaurus gets a lot of damage onto Gruff. Not enough to pick up the kill. There is the Kraken from Slicey. Down falls Armoon. Gruff taken very low by Tori Skies and Leo. Great 3-man stuff from Pickle. Picks up one kill. Tori looking for some more here. There's another great Whirlpool. Pickle's got himself a double, and the Whales returning the engagement from Take-Two, winning it 2-1.
Pickle saw so many people just grouped up, said, you're out. Freemason getting a kill onto Gruff as well.
And now it should be the tier 2 tower taken away from Take-Two. Wales, again, as he mentioned, know when they can fight, know when they can't fight, and it seems they just have better target calling than Take-Two.
They definitely seem more synergized. Take-Two, I think they need to spread out a little bit more, because we saw the Rain of Fire just hitting 3-4 people just repeatedly, just chunk down everyone from Take-Two. But like you said, definitely a lot more focus on who they're going to be going after, really taking out the high threats if possible.
Oh, Picklefinger's got 2,400 gold in hand. He's going to be going back, getting that Rod of Tahuti, maybe looking for Spear of Desolation next. Very late game oriented build, but that's what this team is going for. And if he does pick that up, there's not going to be much that can stop him. Looks like, however, he is going for that Chronos Pendant to get some cooldown. Doesn't have any cooldown in his build available as of yet, so he's going to be able to use his abilities more often. He's very far ahead of Slice at this point, 2,000 gold in total, so not going to really be punished for picking up Chronos Pendant. Not that Chronos Pendant is necessarily a bad item, but it just doesn't provide the same kind of damage that a Spear of Desolation does.
Did you know that Chronos Pendant now gives 75 magical power? Before it was 50, wasn't it?
No, it's been 75.
Always? I was pretty sure it was 50. I just looked at it and thought, wow, this is actually a really good item.
And the MP5 on it as well is super useful for extended engagements. Gives you that mana regen that you really need.
I kind of wanted to see the Spear of Desolation in Agni, just because in my dreams, I want to see an Agni firing at 4 meteors. That is like when all the gates of hell just open up.
Well, considering that it hasn't been Pickle getting most of his kills, it's a fair enough choice not to look into it. Freemason there eats a taunt, just stone shields himself and prevents himself from taking any damage. Wales looking to siege down this tier 2 at this point. It's a 5-on-5 fight. Take-Two can comfortably defend this one. However, they do have the whole tower there. Freemason, though, gets a nice 4-man taunt, and look at the damage coming out from Pickle. Armoon and Tori both get a kill. Take-Two already losing 2 members. Divine. Cage is in. 3 members of the Whales as Tori Skies is in the back, doing so much damage to Shred. Tom Lomo and Divine now both under half health. There is Tori knocking up Divine, but Shred gets a good stun to prevent the ultimate from Tori, who uses it anyway but doesn't find the pluck in. And now the Whales pick up the tier 2 tower. This should be Fire Giant.
It definitely will be Fire Giant. The communication from Wales is just extraordinary. By the time that Slicey and Gruff were recovered from the stun, they were already dead. They are not wasting time. We do see our Divine here not wasting time, blinking in towards the Fire Giant, jumping down a little bit too early.
Oh, the
Take-Two do take the Fire Giant with that Defender of Olympus.
Great steal there from Take-Two. Shred gets a 3-man Anvil of Dawn here, but Wales can still win this team fight. It is 5-on-3. Pickle does a lot of damage to Shred, and now the Whales looking to charge after Tomolomu and Divine. Not going to be able to find them. They do have a lot of gold in hand, however. They can push up a wave back by and take the next team fight, but Take-Two, a victory for them. They're taking away the Fire Giant, getting it onto 3 members of their team.
Unfortunately, the Poseidon and Medusa not getting the Fire Giant buff, which may be a little bit of a downside. Although, if you get a Fire Giant buff, don't knock it.
28.5 minutes into the game, taking a look at our graphs, we can see an 18, almost 19k experience difference, 12k gold difference, favoring the Whales. Taking a look at player damage, it is as expected, Picklefinger and Leo on top of both at almost 20k apiece there in the player damage, doing a lot of work. Pickle is just been, I mean, it's what his ultimate's called is Rain Fire, and that's exactly what he's been doing to Take-Two.
We see a general digression of damage from each of the players, you know, bit by the thousands. But in between Shred and Tomolo, there is a huge, nearly 4,000 difference damage. I know it's an Athena, but you get in there, you have enough CC, those taunts into the shield walls can end up doing a lot of damage.
Take a look at Armoon here. He's got himself Jotun's Wrath and Shin Size, a little bit of a different Hunter's build to what we usually see, but still pretty effective. Chiron uses a lot of abilities as part of his kit. Like a lot of other ADCs are just auto attack based. You think your Ramas, you think Apollo, but Chiron puts out a lot of his damage through his abilities, so not the worst choice to pick up, but still something you don't expect to see coming out of a Hunter.
I do like it. I do definitely like the crowd control. Maybe a little bit too much, not the crowd control, the cooldown reduction. Maybe a touch too much penetration, though. You've got the penetration from RC, Jotuns, Ikaval, and Titanbane. You are going to be shredding towers, but you don't need that much, I'd say.
Towards the mid lane now, we see 4 members of Wales grouped up, just waiting on Freemason here. He's managed to get some really nice engagements there off the Blink Cataclysm under Take-Two's towers, and Picklefinger, Free Skies, Leo, all been able to do a lot of damage to help make those engagements worth it. So Wales definitely comfortable fighting here. They've got a big lead, even though Take-Two does have the Fire Giant. Picklefinger eats some hurt there, and Freemason shields Armoon instead of Pickle, but he is a Chiron, so he can heal up his mid laner.
Second notice though, Pickle didn't take all that much damage from the double tap. This is when Thor starts to really fall off. He's gone into the more defensive build, as you normally do with the Breastplate of Valor and Heart of the Urchin. There are 1, 2, 3, 4 Heart of the Urchins in this game.
I mean, it's a really good item. It provides something you don't see out of a lot of other defensive items in Season 3, which is protections, like a good number of protections and a lot of health. and it gives you mana as well. So it's just even though it's a relatively expensive item, it's a very value item because you get so many different things from it. It's almost a standard part of a support's kit now.
It's like the Rod of Tahuti for defensive items. It's expensive, but it's good. Never knock it.
There gets a double tap onto Tori, but Freemason successfully stone shields it. Divine there gets a good ring of spears there onto two members of Wales, but the rest of Take 2 is eating a lot of damage. Armoon takes a lot. RC is procced, looking to lifesteal up is the hunter for the Wales. Under the tower, Tori Skies picks a kill onto Slicey, and now Tomolomu getting aggressed upon very, very low is the Athena Wales charging down. The tier 2 tower should fall in just a second. Shred walls off his own support, but Gruff is picked up by Leo. Divine pulled back in by Tori, but he's taking enough that he's not going to worry about eating that much damage. Shields himself, needs to get out here, but Wales doing the smart thing here, focusing the Phoenix down. The mid Phoenix should fall in just a second. Divine though takes a lot of damage. Picklefinger gets the kill. Divine gets the ring of spears off just in time to hold in Leo, who might fall down here to Shred and Tomolomu, and Tomolomu picks up the kill here, but Wales get the tier 2 tower, get the Phoenix. Shred gets a kill onto Picklefinger, but that is still worth for the Wales.
I will say though, Shred and Gruff both using their ultimates defensively, giving them the crowd control immunity from Freemason's Cataclysm, did kind of hurt them at the very start, but they've kind of come back, traded evenly with Wales. But now Shred looking very low. He's going to go up yet again, but he is going to be stopped in his track. Free, easy shot for Almoon. Cataclysm going up, and Telemoon getting taken up by Tomo getting picked up by Almoon for a double kill.
Yeah, difficult names to say there. Now, Wales have got to be thinking about the Fire Giant here, but Slicey and Gruff are both up. They'll need to clear some waves here in the middle as 5 minutes has started pouring out of the base of the Wales. Wales have got all of their towers up still. Take 2 have none. They only have Phoenixes remaining, and only 2 of them. Wales, looking at our graphs again, 23k experience, 16k gold. Everyone on Wales except for Freemason is level 20, so it's not that big still. 3 members of Take 2 are level 20 as well, but still, the gold is the killer at this point. 15,000 gold.
15,000 gold is just... It's a bit of a mind-boggling number, but we're getting to that stage where everyone on Wales except for Freemason is level 20, and everyone has got a full build. The only thing they're going to be buying now is wards, potions, and elixirs, so... If they want to really push their advantage, they need to push it now because it's starting to lose some value.
Fire Giant, Wales standing around this objective at this time. Take 2, looking to find some vision here before they commit to a fight. Wales just kind of baiting them at the moment, not even really looking at the objective, just trying to find a pick before they begin and look to push the game. This is kind of the crux of the game here. Take 2 need to win this next fight, or at least prevent Wales from taking the Fire Giant. Otherwise, it is going to be GGWP for the Take 2 boys.
Take 2 really just dancing around. We see Divine charging up the shield. Might be looking for a jump. Goes down on the spot, but gets ulted by the Wheelish. Cage does go down. 3-man Kraken.
And Leo taken very low here, but Wales still winning this fight as Gruff forced to use the Aegis. Picklefinger gets a lot of damage off. There goes Leo with the Roma Invicta onto Shred. A little bit off the mark as Shred teleports away. Now the Wales going to be happy here. 5 minutes pouring into the base of Take 2. They can go back and take this Fire Giant pretty comfortably. Leo or Tori Skies, one of the 2 of them needs to zone out Take 2. Leo has teleported in, so he should be able to do it. Divine teleports in himself, looking for some damage onto the Fire Giant as he jumps out. Down comes Tomolomu, not going to be able to find the Fire Giant either.
A little bit early for steal there was Divine, as well as Tomolomu with the Defender of Olympus. Picklefinger and Almoon in the cage now, taking a good amount of damage, but not enough to really be life-threatening. Divine going to get taken out by Almoon, and the Whirlpool is causing some havoc for Tori.
Tomolomu takes a lot of hate there from Armoon, who's now being chased down by Shred and Gruff. Good 3-man knock up there for Freemason, even better. 3-man Cataclysm, but he takes a lot of damage himself, gets walled in. Shred, Pickle, unable to stun out Take 2, and Freemason should fall down here in just a second. No, he's hiding behind the boards, and now Leo getting in the way, but the acid spray enough to pick up the support. Kraken again used, but Pickle uses the Aegis to full effect and dashes away from the tidal surge. Shred spins to win, not able to win against Leo, who jumps on the spot, unable to lock down Tomolomu, and now Almoon chases after the Slicey. He's got himself a triple, looking for the Quadra onto Tomolomu, but just can't get there in time, and instead turns towards the Fire Giant.
Fire Giant's gonna be picked up here by Wales if they are going to go ahead and not die to the Fire Giant, as Picklefinger almost did right there. He had to dash out of that. Dia's side on the side of... Oh, whoops.
Oh, Pickle. You're better than that, mate. Falls there to the Fire Giant. Fire Giant taken very low, should fall down here in just a second. Take two's Titan as well as half health. Wales can charge down the mid lane and win this one if they want. Only Divine is left back up. The Phoenix could fall down here in a second to the 5 minions. I don't know if Divine has got enough damage to stop this. The Phoenix falls and the fire minions continue to spawn.
Almoon opted into going back to base, half health, gained himself an elixir of might, elixir of power rather, and a potion of physical might. Gonna be swinging absolutely like a truck. You mentioned before he did have all those penetration items. Now he's got that much power, it's not even funny. He's got 300 in-hand damage.
I'm not sure why he's kept the Ickfall. He could probably sell that for something like an Odysseus bow. At this point, a bit more of an effective team item. He's got enough penetration online from Titan's Bane, Jotun's Wrath, and of course the passes from Chin Size. The attack speed, you still need, hence the Odysseus's bow. Now we see Wales grouping towards the left-hand side. He's going to look to take the left-hand side Phoenix. The smart choice there. That's the one you want to take down. Sets up for the next Fire Giant if you don't then end off of taking that Phoenix.
I think if they don't end off taking this next Phoenix, then there's something to be questioned, because they are absolutely ahead. 31 kills to 13, massive XP and gold difference, 25,000 XP, 18.5, 20,000 gold difference. If they don't end soon, there is not... They need to work on that.
I like the decision to take the Gold Fury. I just don't like the timing of when to take the Gold Fury. They should have looked to push a little bit earlier onto this Phoenix and taken the Gold Fury on their way out if they didn't win off the end of it. I get why they did it though, to deny any gold from Take-Two, who are 20,000 behind at this point. Still, a bit of an odd choice as Divine blinks in. It gets the cage under 3 members of the Whales. There is the cracker from Slicey. It only hits Freemason, who doesn't take a whole lot of damage at this point, being a very tanky Geb. Divine gets the kill onto Armour as Shred takes a lot of hurt. Tory Skies pulls in Divine as he leaps in the air, but unable to find the kill. Shred gets a good wall. Tory Skies still looking for Shred here, but he shouldn't be able to find him as he is a Thor who can teleport away. But Tory blinks in, gets the Moonlight Charge onto the jungler of Take-Two.
Thor can teleport away, but so can a Willish if she has the right relics. That was a perfect counter engagement, however, from Divine. Just at the exact moment that Freemason blinked in for the Cataclysm, he blinked in for the Ring of Spears, just shutting down Wales' mobility, not allowing them to go in and take that Titan and take everyone out. Only person they lost was Shred, I believe, and not anyone else.
And they lost, Wales lost Armour, who had the Fire Giant buff on him. So he's going to be a little bit weaker in this next fight if Wales choose to engage. The difference between that fight and all previous fights was Take-Two were the aggressor. Wales have the aggressor traditionally in this game. To see Take-Two kind of flip the script on that one, that's what enabled them to win.
They are still keeping up with Wales. All towers still stand for Wales, however. They are really up behind in the corner, Take-Two. They really have to just respond to what Wales are doing. Look at the ward, though. Look at the line of wards, of sentry wards, from Take-Two, all the way from that first gap, just across the entire map. They want to know where Wales are.
Yeah, they want to know where they are so they can set up appropriately. They need to still keep defending mid lane as the Phoenix is down. Wales grouping on this left-hand side. Freemason gets a knock-up onto Tomalomo, who's pulled in from Tori's ultimate. A little bit of a waste there. Divine jumps in. Leo has his dash cancelled by the Whirlpool. Shred goes in deep into the backline, burns the beads at Picklefinger. That'll be very worth becoming engagement. Freemason takes a lot of damage here. Divine locks down 3 in his Ring of Spears. Armour goes to the ultimate. Gruff gets a great ultimate in return. Freemason gets a Cataclysm. No one has died as of yet, but Freemason should fall soon. Divine, though, leaps back in. Down goes Gruff to Tory Skies, and now it looks like Tomalomo should fall in just a second to Tory Skies again. Leo looking for the kill as well. Armour picks up the kill with the masterful shot. Divine taken very low. Armour has got himself a double, and now this is looking like Wales' game.
Divine was really waiting for the shield to expire so it would explode all over Freemason, just trying to take him out, but it is a shield nevertheless. Do enough damage and it will go down. Tory Skies jumping over, trying to go for Slicey, whereas Shred is trying to take on Leo. Not looking very good now that Tory's turned back around to give him a hand.
Wales going to back off at this point. Are we a little bit disappointed that they couldn't finish off the game as of yet? But they did take down 2 Phoenixes. Fire Giant is spawning in 20 seconds, so they're going to be looking for that next, and then to end, or perhaps try and catch out some of Take-Two there, and then just sweep in and take the victory. I still don't see Take-Two coming back from this one. I still feel like this is Wales' game to win.
What Take-Two has done a fantastic job of defending, and they're trying to keep up with Wales as much as they can, but it is very much one-sided at this point. Wales can just determine where they fight, when they fight, and how they fight. Fire Giant just responded now, and I believe the answer of all those questions is going to be Fire Giant.
Take-Two still looking to contest this one. Need to get a steal here rather than a straight-up fight engagement, because if they commit too hard to the Fire Giant, the Fire Minions will take out their Titan. They are pushing up the waves a little bit, giving themselves the best chance possible, but Wales at this point just looking to bait a fight, just waiting to find one member of Take-Two.
They do, however, have to ask the question, how long do we wait? Because every second that they wait is every second closer that a Phoenix comes up. They are starting to get a little bit impatient, trying to taunt towards Tomo, trying to get him to step forward, just try and get out of position. He is all by himself as well, pretty out of position if you ask me. If they dived on right now, I don't think the rest of Take-Two could really help them.
Wearable Wales finally starting up the Fire Giant. This is what they should have been doing from the start. They've got enough damage, but he bursts this one quickly, and no one is in the area from Take-Two that can steal it. Tomolomu has got a shield wall that can maybe do some damage, but Armoon and Picklefinger just committing on it. Take-Two steal it again, and Divine gets a ton of damage. Down comes Shred. Picklefinger falls down to Divine. Slicey picks up Leo. Slicey's got a double. He takes down Armoon. He's got a triple. Down falls Freemason, and it's all falling apart for the Wearable Wales. The only consolation is they have all their towers up, so Take-Two probably can't end. But Wales, the throw is real. Tory Sky's caught out by Shred here. Cannot run away successfully, but Take-Two pouring down the mid lane. They take the tier 1, they take the tier 2, and it's about 50 seconds until the rest of Wales come up. Can Take-Two end this?
I blinked, and then this happened. There's the second time Tomo has just gone ahead and taken the Fire Giant. First one with style, second one with absolute badass, and now they're going for the Titan!
They're going for the Titan, they're committing on it. It's about 50% health. Taurus Guys is the only one that remains. He's very, very low. Divine almost picks up the kill, but he doesn't worry about it. They're just trying for the Titan. Slicey to the kill, and Take-Two, out of nowhere, take game number 1 away from Wearable Wales.
I am speechless. Wearable Wales had that in the bag for so long, so dominant throughout the entire game. And then Tomo takes a Fire Giant, there's a Kraken, a Ring, and that's it. The entire game is over.
Wales just didn't seem to have the objective control there that they should have, and that's not to do with their gods, that's just to do with their playstyle. And at the end there, I mean, I usually use the word choke, but they choked harder than I did when I was trying to pronounce shell. Like, it was just, I don't know, they should have had that game 100%. They threw it away. So disappointing for the Wales there, but Take-Two, one game closer to being in the Pro League.
Ladies and gentlemen, Take-Two taking out game number 1. We are going to go ahead and take a quick little break. We will be back with Take-Two, with game number 2, and we will see if it's going to be a repeat.